You want to come up? If you want to be on the cat bed, that's fine. Okay. Back here. No. Hello everybody, it is Christina and Grimm at ScrapcraftnStitchery, or as Grimm likes to call it, ScrapcraftnStitchery. I am going to attempt to show you this journal that I made several years ago without being too distracted here by Mr. Bedroom Eyes, who is in the middle of having his nap in the middle of my work desk. I've already moved him once and he just comes right back. So we will try this with him here, since he wants attention. Yes, he wants to be on YouTube. He has decided. Okay, so this is a journal that I made, and it is totally and completely unfinished. It's basically just blank signatures, and it's made out of, well, I'll talk about it as we go along, but mostly it's just made out of packing paper that I have torn down and repurposed, and I added a lot of like distress sprays to this, along with some beautiful metallic watercolor and stencils, which I added using sprays that I had, and it just came out so beautifully. I worked really, really hard on this, and then I kind of put it together in the form that you see. You can see this has this beautiful stencil over this sprayed. This is like a really light packing paper, I think. And I've added some coffee dyed papers that are just gorgeous. And my idea here was this is going to be a nature journal. And I thought it would be cool to just put leaves and grasses that I've dried in here. And these papers just came out so beautifully. This kind of like makes me want to think it wants to be a pocket, although this side is really pretty too, so I would be really kind of sad to not be able to flip through this. More coffee dyed paper. Just absolutely beautiful, beautiful papers, and you can see this one was like literally a paper bag that I had used for this, and again more of this paper. When I did this, I had some dictionary page. So when I did this, I had this spread all over my studio floor, and just went to town spraying things. I spent a small fortune in Distress Oxide to spray all of these pages, and it was December. I think it was kind of off for Christmas, and this is what I was doing. And I have it, and then I kind of misplaced it for a little while, and I was kind of wondering where it was. And you know where it was? It was right where I thought it was. So I found it recently after I've been looking for it, and yes, just, it has, I love these colors. I love blue and green, and that's just choosing my favorite colors, and they pair so beautifully with this brown, and just a lot of pages. Some of these are kind of light, almost tissue paper, light consistency, so adding the paints and the acrylics over the top really has kind of changed the consistency of these papers and made them a little sturdier feeling. Like this is, I think, like a really light packing paper, and it's got this gold tone in the green. Just absolutely fabulous, fabulous. It looks so good. So that's like the first signature here. And then this is a very ripped, look at how like aged this looks. Just absolutely fabulous. I think I will bind this together with kind of an open binding. and just kind of tie these together so that I don't actually wind up covering these signatures, because I think they're very beautiful. But I will come back in and just kind of add some leaves, or maybe just some impressions of leaves, and kind of keep this really simple. This is actually a manila envelope, and I think it will still open. It has not been sealed shut. So you could put some things in there. I just love this stencil and how it came out. And then you can see this metallic paint that's on there is just splattered with this blue watercolor metallic. And then that page is kind of plain. This would be a great place to do some leaf imprints. This would be a great thing to work on in the fall when the leaves are starting to fall. Are you comfy? I used some like I was trying to stay with very natural feeling stencils. So this is like, you know, leaf stencil in the blues. It looks really, really good against this like darker browns and greens going on there. And then I could come back in and add some more, or I could go in another direction, and just lots of room to play around in this nature journal. I love how this is like just the effects from layering these things over. It's all a little bit different. I did stay with the greens and the golds and the blues throughout to kind of keep it consistent. And then I just added in these coffee dyed papers or avocado dyed papers for a little bit of contrast. The other part of that envelope. This could also be opened, but I might leave it sealed once it goes into the book. But I just have all of these beautiful spaces to fill with a lot of the things I pick up on my walks. This is also kind of inspiring me as well to get back out there into nature and see what kind of twigs and fun things I can find to put in here, right? Just beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. We'll have to finish this. Oh, that one's upside down. This might be going the wrong way. I'm so happy to have the opportunity to kind of continue working in here. I was just wondering if this has a little bit of gold on it, and I was wondering if it came off of this page or if it was something I put on that page. I guess we'll know when we find the other half of that. Just absolutely love how this came out. I tried again. This is kind of like another stencil that has some natural kind of leaf looking shapes, but they're just suggestions of leaves. This is absolutely gorgeous just all by itself. And as I'm working on it, like some of these pages that are absolutely just brilliant, I could leave like this without anything on it. And this is also like a really, like I said, a very light paper that I've used. So I might not want to like glue a lot of stuff on there. I might want to leave that kind of fragile paper the way that it is, and it's absolutely beautiful, and work more like on these pages where I've left a little more room, and I could just add more stenciling as well. But I love how as you work on like these paper bags, which is what these are, a lot of this, it just has changed the texture of it and it makes it feel like something different as I've added different layers of paint and stuff. And it's just really, really cool how that's happened. I might have to add this into my rotation of journals I'm working on, but maybe not yet. I have a few other things I want to finish or that I'm working on. That is really stuck together. I'm going to leave that as just one page, I think, for at least right now. And like I said, that's a very fragile kind of a page. It's already kind of torn, which gives it this very cool, weathered look to it. Now we will see. There's no gold on that side, so that might have just transferred. You are a sleepy kitty boy. Yes, you are. Sleepy kitty boy. Am I bothering you? So that is Flip Through Friday. I hope you enjoyed this. I am really looking forward to getting back into this journal. The time may not be right now, but it is coming soon. I might start adding some things. I might just kind of keep this as a place to periodically put some of my leaves and let it kind of determine what it's going to become on its own. I think the next step is to really bind this together. And I think the right thing to do might be to find some twigs and attach them, the signatures, each signature to a twig, and then bind those twigs together. Don't you think? With some like rustic looking, maybe blue jute or just some brown. Like I have this right on my desk. And just tie the twigs together, and I think that would make a very cool binding for these signatures and kind of keep them together. So maybe in the coming weeks I'll just work on that. So many possibilities. Thank you for joining me here today at ScrapcraftnStitchery for a flip through of this nature journal. This is hosted by Gwen the Trash Witch, has taken over Flip Through Friday if you want to participate, or just look and see what other people are flipping through on Fridays and get a little inspiration from what they have on their desks. It's always fun to see what other people are doing and what other people have in their art spaces. So check that out, and I will try and link a list of also just the other channels that are participating in my description box in case you want to check those out from there. And until next time, stitch happily and scrap happily, and it might be nap time for Kitty Boy. So since he seems to want some love and affection, I will see you next time. Happy Friday. I hope you all have a fantastic weekend, and leave a comment below, say hello, and tell me what you think. Bye!